Well, as the IEB announces a 98.3% pass rate for 2025, we're joined by two of the country's top achievers. Blessing Dzonzie earned 7 distinctions and made the IEB Commendable Achievement List, and he ranks, get this, in the top 5% in 5 subjects and achieved a level 7 in life orientation. Also with us is Bokang Makhubedu, who achieved 7 distinctions and ranked in the top 1% of IsiZulu First Additional Language. And we're also joined by Blessing's mother, Refilwe Dzonzie, on what she might possibly have learned about what it takes to excel as well. Good afternoon to all of you. I really appreciate your time, and I stand in awe. I take off my hat to you guys. 7 distinctions each. Congratulations. Blessing, let's start with you. What personal discipline made the biggest difference for you? How did you achieve this?
I don't think it was personal discipline as much. I actually think what played a role is a strong sense of faith. You know, you can be a very smart student, very talented student, but grade 12 doesn't challenge your work ethic. It challenges your mind, you know. And for me, the strongest thing I did is to have a faith-based system, you know, and relegate responsibility to a power beyond myself, because it becomes so relieving. You know, to know that you don't have to carry this load on your own, to believe in something, an idea, a dream, you know, a higher power. So I feel like for me, that is the most important thing. You can be smart, you can be talented, but who is carrying you? What is carrying you? What, you know, gets you to push beyond every point of resistance you encounter?
Blessing, you saying that grade 12 matric really challenges the mind. I'm wondering, when you reflect back on your schooling, what grade would you say was the most difficult for you? Often a lot of debate around that.
You know, everyone says it's grade 11. No, it's grade 12. Oh my word. I remember my first maths test, I came having 84% in grade 11, and my first maths test was 51%. In my mid-years, I went to being in, I think, the bottom 10 in my history class. I failed a couple subjects. My mental health broke down, and that's when I understood that it doesn't matter how smart I am. There's a mind and there's a human being behind this academic machine. And it's important that I find ways to preserve the person behind the academic. So grade 12 for me was definitely the most challenging. I'm still traumatized. The results are great, but oh my word, I'd never do it again. So I'd say grade 12, honestly.
Luckily, you never have to do it again. Bokang, I see you're agreeing with Blessing over there. Congratulations on your achievement as well. Blessing saying a strong sense of faith got him to this point. What got you here?
My support system, I'd say my support system, but I do agree with Blessing. I think having faith plays a great role also. The support that I had, both from the school, my friends, my family, that plays a great role. As Blessing was saying, behind this academic warrior is a human being, so you need all of the support that you can get.
Yeah, I want to bring in Blessing's mother here. Ma'am Refilwe, thank you so much for joining us. I'm listening to Blessing.
Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. Listening to Blessing, how he's speaking as well. The strong sense of faith that he says helped him to get to this point. Is that one of the things that you instilled in him to help him succeed? What would you say your role has been?
He's a high achiever, so when he got 51% for his maths, he broke down. You know, I could see something is off. He couldn't take it, because from grade 11 or from grade 8, he did so well. Then he comes in grade 12, he's getting 51%. So I called him in the room and I told him that there's a higher power behind every human being. I said, I'm your mom, I'm carrying your pain, but I want you from today onwards to trust in God and begin to pray. And he started doing that. And he went to rewrite another test in maths, and he got 90-something%. So really, I encouraged him that grade 12 is challenging for him, as he tells me, but I encouraged him to pray and to really go through the words, because too much pressure that the matriculants have, you know, I felt for all of them, but I saw it on my child. It makes them even so scared to even approach their exams. They become fearful. They feel like they won't be good enough. And I believe that prayer was the key, and it really, really helped him. I saw change, and I knew that he was going to do well because I would be sleeping and I could hear his voice because his room is next to ours.
Yeah.
And he would be praying, he would be crying. He fears failure. So I couldn't help him when he broke down. The only thing I could do as a mother is to direct him to the power that I know worked for me. Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm going to come back to you in a moment and get some advice for parents of the matriculants of 2026. But Bokang, I want to bring you back into the conversation. Top 1% in IsiZulu FAL. Why does excellence in language matter in South Africa today? Congratulations.
I believe excellence matters in South Africa today because a lot of us, well, this generation, is very fluent in English, but I think we don't excel in our mother language. So I made it a point that I make sure that I strive for the best and I achieve the best mark in my home language.
I want to also ask you what some of the sacrifices are, Bokang, that you feel you made to help you to succeed that perhaps people don't often talk about. When I started with discipline earlier, Blessing was quick to remind me that's not all. The work ethic is not all that goes into it. What are some of those sacrifices that people don't even know about?
So the first thing that I had to do was I had to cut down on visiting my family or my extended family. Another thing would be I cut down a lot of sleep. I know that is not good, but I didn't manage my time well. And when I realized, I understood that I have to take the decision to maybe sleep less and try and achieve more. Because a lot of us believe that we have a lot of time. But when you're in matric, you understand that every hour counts and it starts now. You need to start it now.
Yeah,
before you realize that it's too late.
Yeah, and sometimes you think you have more time than you actually do, don't you, Bokang? What's up next for you? What are you hoping to use this incredible results of yours for? What's next for Bokang?
I'm hoping to get admission at the University of Witwatersrand. I want to pursue medicine. I want to become a pediatric cardiologist. I also hope I get funding somewhere. So I hope these results will show that I am determined and disciplined.
We'll come back to the funding in a moment, but Blessing, I want to bring you back into the conversation as well. You shared very bravely about the fact that you failed a couple of subjects, and your mother also shared the impact that has had on your mental health at some point. Your advice to matriculants who perhaps didn't get the results that they hoped for or perhaps did not make it this year?
I think I'd say the biggest test of how great you are is how you deal with failure. You know, I think human beings can achieve so many things, but they don't matter if those achievements end where failure begins, you know. Failure humbled me to a point where I understood how life works. So I want to advise those matriculants to turn this depressing episode into an opportunity. You know, it's beyond this temporary point, but actually it can be the launch pad of an amazing life and career to actually be able to say, I built something from failure. Because unfortunately, even though I got 7 distinctions, failure is waiting for me. And if I don't go beyond it, this is where it'll end. The person who got 7 distinctions and ran away from university when they failed their first test. So I feel like failure is such a blessing because it's an opportunity to do better and to really test the limits of, you know, your own condition.
What incredible perspective there from Blessing. Mam Refilwe, your advice to parents who's heading into Matric 2026. It's a lot of pressure on the parents as well. What would you say to them?
I think what worked for me is what I want to tell the parents, not to compare their kids to other children. You know, comparison kills. You know, so-and-so's child is doing well. Don't disappoint me. Other children are doing well. Don't disappoint me. You know, the things we speak to our kids, they kill the kids. So I would like mothers or fathers, parents that are watching, to know that every child has a unique sense in them. Is to love, encourage, and also to make sure they are well fed. What I saw with Blessing writing matric and starting matric is good whole food. You know, cooking, your child coming back from school, they must find food. I want to emphasize on cooking because I saw that what nurtured the blessing was the meals I would prepare because of the stress that he would come back with from school. So I saw that I don't have the power in making anything else for him. The only thing I need to do is to cook for him. If we can support the kids, especially those who are going to matric 2026, if parents can cook for the children, and if parents can stop screaming to the children, because I was one of the mothers that screamed we scream in the house. If you can just sharpen the shouting, and there I did. I toned down the screaming, and I became a mom. I began to feed Blessing well. He came back from school, he got a hot meal. There was no takeaway. His bedroom was spotless. I made sure that I can just offer that. And that, we might overlook it, but it's a great thing for parents to offer. Food and less shouting.
Food and less shouting. Mama Blessing, they're giving us some great advice. I want to ask you the last question, Bokang. You mentioned that you're really now hoping that you're actually going to get funding to study. Hard to believe given the exceptional results that you achieved. You want to go study medicine at Wits. Help us understand the challenges that is faced regardless of your achievement when it comes to funding of studies in South Africa.
I believe a lot of us fail to pursue our careers or our higher education and varsity because of funding. I think a lot of people, yes, you get 7 distinctions, you get acceptance letters, but you're not really assisted in terms of finances to pursue whatever career you want to pursue. So I think funding is very important because varsity is expensive, and I don't think my parents would have the money to send me to varsity. But I believe that everyone that works hard deserves to go to varsity, or everyone that gets accepted to varsity deserves to go to varsity. So if there's any funding, I believe that it is important to assist where needed.
Yeah, well, we are trusting with you that that funding will come through. Bokang, we can't wait to see Dr. Bokang in future as well. Blessing, a final question to you. She told me she's going to study medicine. What's next for you, Blessing?
Okay, so I'm pursuing a BCom in information systems, and what inspired this is because I love business studies, but also I want to pursue entrepreneurship and business in a way that's relevant to, the growing digital age. But also my major career goal is to get into AI governance. I think my English teachers will tell you that Blessing will fit advocacy into anything. I'm a humanitarian, and I feel like AI is becoming dangerously, and it's infringing on human rights. And there are currently no laws or policies, even amongst our greatest lawmakers, to control AI and to protect human beings from its, its dangerous abilities. So that's something I'm very passionate about.
We are excited about your future. Thank you so much. And once again, congratulations to both of you. Thought-provoking conversation with Blessing Dzonzie and Bokang Makhubedu, as well as Blessing's mother, Refilwe Dzonzie. What an exciting future those two have. Let's trust that the funding will come through for their studies. Appreciate